Did you know that there's a powerful spiritual practice most people don't know about that helps you awaken much faster? And no, I'm not talking about meditation. After helping myself and my clients go through their spiritual awakening, I realized meditation doesn't fully release emotional pain and disturbing thoughts. But after many years, I finally discovered a simple method to find relief fast. So in this video, I'm going to show you a simple and transformational practice that finally lets you uncover and release hidden emotions so you can feel peaceful in your mind and safe in your body. To show you how this works, first I have to show you why you're experiencing emotional pain and disturbing thoughts during your awakening. When I went through my own spiritual awakening, it lasted over 3 years. And honestly, it was the hardest thing I've ever experienced, physically, mentally, and spiritually. My mind was flooded with disturbing thoughts, negative thoughts. My body felt like it was locked in a constant state of panic and fear, and sleeping well was practically impossible. I would wake up at least 5 to 8 times each night feeling completely hopeless. Even though I'd been meditating regularly for over a decade, the momentum of anxiety and fear during this awakening was simply too powerful. Meditation alone wasn't enough to calm my body or my mind. So I searched and I searched and I searched, and I finally discovered a spiritual practice that helped me release intense emotions, fears, and disturbing thoughts. To show you why this practice works so well, let's take a look at a glass of water. You can see that there is mud and dirt settled down at the bottom. Of course, there's a little bit of dirt floating at the top as well, but not much. So this mud at the bottom represents the pain, the trauma, the beliefs, and shadow aspects of yourself that were always within you, but you were never aware of. And this water right here represents your awareness and how you live your life. So before awakening, this water seems quite clear because majority of the mud is settled down at the bottom. Sure, I mean, there might be a few things you're aware of right here at the top, but it's not much. So you think that this water is clear and everything here at the bottom is the mud, right? We never really touch the bottom of the glass. We only skim the surface before an awakening. But as you start to awaken, this is what happens. So the mud and the water get mixed up. There's no separation. Everything that was sitting quietly at the bottom is now stirred up. It's not clear, you can't see anything, and the water is really dirty. So the emotional pain, confusing thoughts, intense feelings, and the distress that you're experiencing, these aren't signs that you're doing something wrong. They're actually signs that you're doing something right, because everything you've avoided or buried is actually finally coming up to the surface. You're mixing it up, you're becoming aware of it. So your task now is clear, although it's not easy. You must clean out the mud from the water and courageously face all aspects of yourself, the good and the bad, the light and the dark. Now that you understand what's happening, let me show you how to actually clean out this mud with a simple practice anyone can do right now. Before my awakening, I thought that I was pretty self-aware. I mean, I was already doing what you would call inner work, but once my awakening really kicked in, boy, oh boy, I had entered the big leagues. Once I started going through my awakening and dealing with these overwhelming emotions and thoughts that were hitting me 200 miles per hour, I realized, oh, this is all tied to my childhood. We might be adults now, whether you're in your 20s, 40s, or 60s, but inside each of us lives an inner child, a younger version of ourselves who is still carrying old fears, beliefs, and wounds from our childhood. Think about it. Your fear of rejection or your fear of betrayal, beliefs about relationships, or even how you think you should be, these aren't adult creations. They are echoes from your younger self still feeling scared and unsure inside. So yes, you are dealing with adult challenges right now, but the surprising truth is that the real healing comes when you understand what your inner child is feeling, what they're afraid of, and what they truly need from you, what they need from the adult you. But how exactly do you do that? Well, that's what I'm going to show you next, how to finally stop suppressing your emotions and give yourself the healing that you truly need. Let me give you a personal example of exactly how powerful this can be. For as long as I can remember, I've really struggled with anger. Now, people who know me, they would never describe me as somebody who's angry, because I've always been cheerful, happy, positive on the outside. But on the inside, I was dealing with so much anger, and I always directed it inwards. So I never really understood exactly why I felt this way or what to do about it, but it was quite overwhelming to say the least. So when my awakening started, this anger actually intensified drastically, and suddenly it felt like everything and everyone around me was triggering this anger, and I felt trapped by it. Sometimes I would find myself pacing around the house like a restless animal because I didn't know what to do with myself. But here's the thing, when I finally started doing this practice, I made a huge discovery. My anger actually wasn't anger at all. It was just a mask. It was covering up something deeper, which was fear and sadness. So I thought I was angry at certain people and situations, but once I connected with my inner child, I realized the truth. I was terrified because deep down, my inner child felt scared that these people would hurt me, reject me, or betray me. So can you see the difference? The adult me was feeling anger, which is powerful and protective, but my inner child, she was feeling fear. She was vulnerable. When I finally connected with her, when I finally took the time to hear her, understand her, and comfort her, something amazing happened. Not only did I start releasing those deep-rooted emotions that I was not even aware of, but my racing, obsessive thoughts also started to fade away. Because now, instead of pushing little Gabby away, I was finally listening to her, comforting her, and giving her the attention she'd needed for so long. So let me show you step by step exactly how you can connect with your inner child, uncover hidden emotions, and finally release those troubling thoughts. This practice is something you can do every day for 15 to 20 minutes, but it's especially powerful in these moments. When you're feeling intense emotions, when you're emotionally numb, but your mind won't stop racing, when you're experiencing confusing thoughts and you're unsure where they're coming from, or anytime you feel dysregulated, anxious, stressed, or panicked in your body. Here's exactly how you connect with your inner child. First, find a quiet and private space where you won't be disturbed and you can sit comfortably, or if it's more comfortable, you can also lay down and place both hands gently on your chest and close your eyes. Take a few slow, deep breaths and spend the first few minutes just breathing and slowing down. Allow yourself to settle into your body and into your heart. As you slow down, you might notice certain emotions naturally starting to surface. Just let them come. After a few minutes, gently bring to mind an image of yourself as a child. A good age to visualize is around 5 to 7 years old. And try to picture this younger version of you in as much detail as possible. Their face, eyes, hair, clothes, and expression. Once you clearly see this younger you, imagine them looking directly at your adult self. Try to notice their eyes, their expression, and their energy. And now when you have this clear image, gently invite this younger version of you to come over and sit next to you. When you clearly see your adult self and your younger self sitting side by side, this is where it's time to form a connection. So you can begin by gently asking them questions. There's no specific order here. Your goal is to simply understand how they're feeling, what they're worried about, and what they might truly need from you. Here are some questions you can gently ask your inner child. How are you feeling right now? How have you been the past few days? Is there something worrying you? Are you scared of anything? What's on your mind? As you ask these questions, reassure your younger self that they are safe and they can trust you. For many of us, this might be the very first time that you're connecting with your inner child, so you need to be gentle and patient and compassionate. It's completely natural if your inner child feels hesitant or shy at first, because remember, they've never met your adult self before. Allow in this practice to intuitively follow the conversation. So if something that your inner child says that sparks your curiosity, you can actually just ask follow-up questions. Encourage them to elaborate on their feelings or explain what's troubling them. The most important thing is to take your time, be patient, and let your younger self ease into opening up. As you begin to form this connection, you might notice strong emotions rising within you, and this is completely normal. You're finally uncovering emotions that have been hidden deep beneath the surface for weeks, months, or even years. For example, maybe you've been feeling anger like I did, but when you ask your inner child how they're feeling, they might say, "I'm really scared." And this is a really powerful moment because you're uncovering deeper truth behind your surface emotions. After your younger self has shared their feelings and worries, you can gently ask them what they need from you. And you can do that with the following questions. What can I do to help you? How can I take care of you? What do you need from me right now? How can I best help you? Listen carefully and compassionately to their answers and really allow the conversation to flow naturally. There really is no right or wrong way to do this, just following your own feeling and intuition. And when you feel the conversation coming to a natural close, just imagine embracing your inner child in a warm and loving hug. You can also tell them that you'll be checking in regularly with them and remind them that they're safe to feel whatever it is that they need to feel. Let them know that the adult you is finally here, ready and willing to take care of them. Now you have this powerful step-by-step process to use whenever intense emotions or troubling thoughts arise. Doing this inner child work will profoundly transform your awakening and clear that muddy water faster. If you're going through a spiritual awakening, you might also struggle with feeling alone, confused, and struggle to make sense of this experience. So if you would like to learn more about how to stay emotionally balanced and find purpose in your awakening, make sure to click the link below where I share quick and simple tips every week straight to your mailbox.